All right. So, hi, how are you? So, basically, just to check up on some few assets that I did call out, and let's look at what we have for the week. I do like what I'm seeing on most assets on the DXY and E precisely. I do like what I see. Like, if you've been following my analysis for a while now, you discover that we are looking at price redistributing in this area, and we can see how price did come into that imbalance, that IPA, let's say this last push up, and we started seeing some distribution. Of course, this is the monthly time frame. Now, this giving us kind of a range because this happens to be the range, the weekly range. So let's say this becomes our weekly range. So we do have this weekly range. Let me bring down this music a little bit. Alright. So we do have this weekly range, and if we are to go by Fibonacci, right, from this low to this high, we can see that we are down below 50%. So my guess now is first looking at this last down candle first, right? Looking at this last down candle, I do believe price might reaccumulate from that area. So I might want to put this as say visibility should be on the monthly only, so I don't get confused. Then I can put this as monthly top range, right? And this can put it as monthly down range, and then of course visibility should be just on the monthly, and then this as well we want it only on the monthly so that when we go down time frame we don't get distracted. So I do believe that price might, of course I have some markings on other time frames there, so I do believe price might either come into this place and reaccumulate. And I love this liquidity here. This looks to me like some kind of internal liquidity. Let's say liquidity grab. Yeah, so going down time frame, right? We go down this time frame now. Price did violate this place, but we are still here. So I like the fact that I have this IPA here because that happens to be the range of the monthly. That happens to be the monthly low. That happens to be the monthly low. So it's very possible we get this here. We get some accumulation here as well. And I like the fact that that internal liquidity is inside of that potential area. You understand? So it's either price keeps dropping, and then of course they could sweep this low distribution below the lows. That happens. That would then be distribution below the lows. All right. So tapping into the open of that monthly institutional candle. And if that does not happen, we can then say we have a break of structure, and then trust me, this guy is just going to fall probably to sweep all of this liquidity here. So this currently is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at price dropping some more. All right. So I think I can delete most of all these my markings here. Okay. Now, while I'm at that, there's something that I think I should show. Look at what happened here. We have this, we had this break of structure here. You can see how we had this break of structure potential area. This guy came back into that area before it started dropping. You could see. So we've distributed already. I think I can still delete all of these guys here. So we violated this already. So you can see how we had that break of structure there, and all of that good stuff happened in that area there. So probably maybe price might push up a little bit back into this IPA here and then continue dropping. But overall, I'm expecting price to come into this push down before it continues to push up. I don't think it will accumulate here. I don't think so. But all we can do is to wait and see. But I personally don't think we're going to accumulate here. I feel we might keep on dropping into the weekly range, at least to sweep this internal liquidity. So for me personally, I might just be looking for a range. I might just be looking for a weekly time frame that I could play. Right? So now looking at that, okay, so you can see how we had this break of structure here on the daily time frame. We had this break of structure with came back into that place to redistribute. We created a new low, right? And then we came back again to redistribute. And you can see how this price action kept on following each other. We broke structure here, right? Price came back into that place. We then took out this low again. Price came back to distribute there. And you can see we've taken out this low. So it's very possible price kind of come back into that place to redistribute. All right. So now looking at EU happens to be the opposite of that, right? Pretty much straightforward. So we see this monthly range. Of course, I will need to mark that out again. So this becomes the monthly range, the monthly high. I mean the weekly high rather. We have this top range here, and then we have this down range here, down range there. So say potential area. So personally, I'm looking at that area for some redistribution to continue to take that to the downside. So I'm also having an open mind to see if we can break this high, then definitely we are just going to continue to the upside. Let me do a setting real quick. I don't like the way my grid is showing all of those colors there. Alright, yeah, that's clean now. So I'll be expecting that for EU as well. So looking at GU now, GU, I have some markings there right now. I don't know how many of you remembered the last time we were here, whereby I said I was expecting them to take out this eye and trade into this area here. So we can see how that is already happening. So I'm looking at this area here, looking at this area for potential area for redistribution. Let me delete most of these markings here so that we can have a clean chart. So yeah, we can leave the external liquidity there. So I'm looking at that, looking at this. We have this IPA here, right? We have this IPA here. Okay, makes sense. So seeing that. Now this might push a little bit above, but let's see what happens here first. And yeah, lest I forget, think I said I wanted to paint something out. You can see how all of this area are actually at a volume level, some kind of resistance and support, same as EU. You can see. In fact, let me show you this on the monthly. You can see how price has been at that area. You can see that if you look at that, I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So you can see it's almost as if we're at a support or a resistance. I can't even remember that. So yeah, so I'll be looking at this area for GU, or probably maybe we sweep that I trade into this one here. Say this one, because this becomes another area for me, but this first. So let's see what happens on that. So real quick, next will be EURJPY. So looking at EURJPY, you can see how we have this weekly range here. We have this weekly sorry, we have this weekly low and then this weekly high. All right, So having had that, so that we are clear, let's put this mark in here. Okay, so this becomes the range. So you can see all of this high and then this high. So I'm expecting some more drop to continue to the upside, right? So which means we have swept these highs now, right? And then above these highs, remember what we are going to be looking for. We are going to be looking for distribution. So that means if we are to investigate in this area, we should be seeing some distribution there, right? And you can see after sweeping all of those high, we created this high, this low, this higher high, and then this was where we had that break of structure. This came back to retest. So as I think this guy came into this IPA here, but I don't mind if we can get some more push up to that place. So looking at the 4 hour now. Okay, yeah, I love the 4 hour now. Looking at this 4 hour, we still have this low, this high, and this high, and then this low, right? So, but I don't like buying at this place. It's not discount enough for me. So I might want some push up to then continue to the downside. But overall, you can see distribution above the eye. You can see how beautiful this was. We had this break of structure, potential area in this place. Price came into that place, then started dropping, closed up below that place, right? Came back in and then started dropping, which then means that now that we have closed, this becomes what internal liquidity. So we can expect price to push up to this place, right, and then continue to the downside. So if I'm to mark that out, I can just say potential area for what? For redistribution. That becomes our potential area for redistribution. Alright? So that will be my bias for EJ. Now GJ becomes the next one I said I was going to look at. Now, looking at GJ, we can know that GJ is quite similar. Looking at this, I love the fact that we have this low and then we have this high. This becomes internal liquidity to me, so I expect them to push there and continue. I can see we swept all of these highs here, right? Meaning we should be having somewhat redistribution in that place. Now, if we have to look at that on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame rather, you can see we have this low, this high, this low, this high, and then we had that break of structure. Price kind of came back into the open of that candle and then started dropping. Now that we closed below this low, so I expect price as well to come back into this place and then continue dropping. So I can clean all of these charts, mark up, and just make sure this is clean enough because I have limited time on this stream. I think I should delete all these drawings here. So we're expecting price to at least come into this IP here. So this will be my our first say overall target. First overall target will be this place, and I love this liquidity here. I love this liquidity here. So say equals though, right? So uh, potential area for distribution, right? We have to look at the 4 hour so that we can get more precise. 4 hours becomes what? Say, yeah, this break here is, so we could easily just say the 4 hours can be all of this here. Yes. We could easily just say the 4 hours, all of this here. Yeah. So because I like to put my stop loss there, even if I was to take that. This is a daily time frame. So look at these highs here. You can see this some kind of liquidity. Wow, I have limited time on this one now. So uh, yeah, so that becomes for GJ. Uh, the next to be ACAD, AUDCAD. AD card, wow, I still have quite a lot here. So AD card, you can see how we had all of this pushed to the upside here from what we've been looking at. So yeah, I'm looking at price coming into this area. We've been having this for quite a number of time now. So I'm looking at AUD card continuing to the upside to take out all of these areas and then push into that place. Looking at that on the weekly, you can see we have this high and then we have this low. So I'm expecting them to strip this high and distribute in this place. So it's very possible we get these buys this week for AUD card. So I'll keep my eyes on AUD card for a sell rather, a sell. So I'm expecting them to sweep all of these highs here. And if I'm to buy, I'll be expecting them to drop a little bit into this area here before I say I want to buy. Next becomes USDJPY. I love UJ. Looking at UJ, we have this high and then this low. Looking at the monthly time frame, you can see that it's actually the monthly range as well. So we could easily say we want to quickly draw out this range. So this will be range low, and then this will be our range high. I want to mark this fast because I don't want to join this video. It's going to take a lot of time. So we could say, okay, let's go to the daily to get that. Okay, so this becomes the last push down. This becomes the last push down. So this becomes our potential area for reaccumulation. So this becomes potential area for reaccumulation. I love this liquidity sweep here, this liquidity that is resting down here. So probably maybe we are going to add this for USDJPY. And you can see how we swept all of this liquidity here. We swept this low before that aggressive push to the upside. So that would be liquidity grab, intergalactic space penguin. Alright, 17 minutes. Let's see if we can finish in 3 minutes. So the next one is UCHF and USDCAD. I think I can still do UCHF and USDCAD for the time is up. Wow, looking at this, you can see how we had this massive drop violating all of those things we're trying to look at. So I think I can clean all of this and let's say we analyze cleanly now. Right. So let's see from the monthly time frame what do we have. Wow. Can you see this? You see this? So we have say what's that brush? We have this low and then we have this high, and you can see how price came into that area to continue to the downside. So I feel this guy is going to continue to the downside, but then I don't know if dollar might continue pushing it back to the upside. But if at all it wants to continue to the upside, then this whole area, this will push down, then becomes your potential area, right? So we could say, okay, let's still use that brush to identify this. Uh, okay, yeah, so it still remains that potential area. You can delete that. So, probably maybe we sweep all of this liquidity here. Probably. Probably we sweep all of this liquidity here. Probably we sweep all of this liquidity resting there. I really don't know. But if we are to continue to buy, that means you can see how we had this massive liquidity pool, right? Price came into that last push up hit there. You can see how beautiful and clean that is. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this guy wants to buy or sell, but that would be wow. I have just some few seconds left. So for USD card and for USD switch, that would be my bias. So what I'm going to do is because of this stream is about to get to an end is I'm going to send out all of the chat for the remaining analysis. All right. Thanks. God bless. Have a great and wonderful trading week. Bye.